All right. So what's your 2 cents on the Niners quarterback scenario that appears to be Purdy and then the rest?
Yeah, we got to look out at the landscape, right? Because remember, real quickly, the game has changed. 5 years ago, they changed the rules. You can't launch bodies from the defense, so there's so much more space. The space is more college-like, and that's why we got the big vicissitudes at the end of games. The number of games that were more than 10-point swings at the end of games was the greatest by far in that 2022 than ever in the NFL. So you're getting these big finishes by these big names, by these guys that are, Jalen Hurts and Mahomes and Allen and Herbert, and like these guys are the kings of football. And so you think about the 49ers, they have the best roster in football. They do. They come out of the tunnel, they're the best roster in football. They need a quarterback that can match those guys. And so they got 3 guys, and I would say that what Kyle Shanahan loves the most is rational thought, like guile and processing. Like he doesn't necessarily – he would love Jalen Hurts. He would love Josh Allen. He would love Patrick Mahomes. But until he gets that, he's going to go for a guy that can call plays and gets a rational result, something he can really trust. And that's what came out of last year was Brock Purdy is that guy. He doesn't have the size – and the kind of presence of some of those big names and big bodies that can go get all those yards with their legs at the end of games. But Kyle can call any play, and he gets what he kind of expects, which he loves and he's drawn to. That's why he kept talking about Kirk Cousins. Like, I need somebody. Bring me somebody that can do that. So Brock came out of nowhere and is that guy. And then I give Brock credit through the offseason of his torn ligament, coming back from surgery, way ahead of schedule, ready to play, and has taken control of the huddle again. Everyone in that team knows that Brock Purdy is the starter. They've declared him the starter. Not the coaches didn't declare him the starter, the team did. And so onward. Now you say, well, what do we know about Brock Purdy? Well, we're going to find out more. Then you've got Trey. Trey's been the high draft choice. You get that. And all the expectations. Trey was a project from the beginning. I give Trey tremendous credit, Rich. He was willing to go in this offseason and work on the things that he wasn't very good at. And he humbled himself, and he got better. And we've seen elements of that. But we also see that there's just this I say the force, I call it the Star Wars force, where it's hard to describe, but it's not all there yet. And he's been developing. He's like Padawan, right? Like he's trying to get there, but he's not getting the opportunity because Brock's the guy, gets the reps, and Sam Darnold has come in and really impressed Kyle. He likes him. He's drawn to Sam. He's drawn to the potential of Sam and who Sam can become, despite all the scars and trouble that he's had at the Jets and Carolina. So Trey squeezed. He doesn't get a throw, and so every throw, Rich, is a referendum on whether I'm good or not. Every throw that Trey drops back, he's like, am I good or not? And that's just no way to play. So he needs the space to kind of grow. Hopefully he gets that backup job where he can continue to grow behind Brock. But if he doesn't, then I don't know what happens. So that's the full measure. It's a long answer, but it's a complicated situation with the 49ers because it's odd. The last guy in the draft is now your guy, and the first guy in the draft, or essentially the first guy in the draft, is not. It's a little, you got to take some time to explain it.
It's a great answer. I have a lot of follow-up questions. Steve Young, Hall of Famer here on the Rich Eisen Show. And first and foremost question, based on your Star Wars analogy, does that make Shanahan Yoda in this?
Yoda.
Is he Yoda in this thing right now?
Well, Mike is dad. His dad is Yoda.
Okay.
And he's more Luke Skywalker.
Okay, good enough. Okay. And then, so one at a time then. Purdy, you have few reservations that he is not going to take the next step. You think he's going to take a next step and be the guy, and if healthy, start all 17 and actually improve based on last year's remarkable
He's already improved this summer. So he's the kind of guy that makes a mistake, and he's probably not going to make the same mistake again. He's kind of, every time he takes a shovel of dirt, it's pretty full. In that way, there's limitations to Brock. He wasn't the last guy drafted because for no reason. Like there's things that, size and strength and his ability to kind of look at Jalen Hurts and what he brings to the table. And now as he expands in his excellence in his passing game, what he can do with his legs. And it's just like at the end of games, it makes the difference. And so that's not ever going to be Brock. But Brock's a guy that that just has that guile, that he gets it. And so I think that what you're going to get is every bit of him. And I think with this roster, I think that's enough. Now, I would say that most in the NFL today, more than ever, because defense, you can't get a great defense today. It used to be the Ravens and the Broncos did for a year, and other teams, the Bears through the years, got great defenses. They won a Super Bowl. That's not the case anymore. You cannot do that. Because of what happens at the end of the fourth quarter with these big names, the defense can't hang in there. They lose in the big ball games. And so you got to have one of those guys. Brock might be an exception because of the roster that they have, and that the innovative mind that Kyle is, and that Brock has that much guile. So, yes, I think that Brock can get that done.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.